Well, good evening to everyone around the world, and good morning, I think, or good afternoon to our wonderful guest panelists from South Korea. I'm just so excited to welcome you all back to our third episode of ACDA Connecting with the World. My name is TJ Harper, and I am the Director of Choral Activities in Los Angeles, California. But more importantly, I get to host and moderate this wonderful session with ACDA Executive Director Tim Sharp. So now, before I go through some of our ground rules and introduce our panelists, I want to make everyone aware that we have, um, unfortunately, a little bit of a technical difficulty. So both Tim Sharp and our wonderful colleague and translator, Ryan Namkung, will be audio only. So they'll be talking, but you just won't see them. But I hope that's okay with everyone. All right. So what I'd like to do is the first thing we have a couple ground rules. If we have additional technical problems, just ask for your patience. Don't log off. Stay with us. We'll fix it. And then towards the end of the session, we're going to save about 20 minutes or so for questions from the attendees to our panelists. So with that said, I am just so excited. Again, thank you in advance to Ryan Namkung, who is going to be translating for us. But our first panelist, and it's an honor to have him here, is Hakwon Yoon, who is the president of the Seoul Chorus Center and dean of the Choral Academy. We have Shinhwa Park, director of Ewha Women's University and Ansan City Choir.
Hi.
We have Heechurl Kim. He's the artistic director of Jeju International Choir Festival, artistic director of Cheonsong Music Foundation, and a conductor at Myeongsong Church. We have Euijoong Yoon, artistic director of the National Chorus of Korea. And last but certainly not least, we have Hyowon Woo, composer in residence of the National Chorus of Korea. Welcome and thank you so much for being here.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. Nice meeting you, everybody.
Tim, are you there?
I'm here, TJ. My greetings to everyone, and I know we have some viewers in South Korea tonight, so I'm very happy that they're all here and our ACDA members in the United States viewing and listening. So happy to have all of you online and talking to us tonight.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
So for us, this is a special opportunity to come together, and I think the idea with these webinars is we're trying to maintain and enrich the choral profession and the choral community. And we don't want to lose contact with one another. And so we're finding all these wonderful ways where we can stay connected and continue to learn from wonderful individuals that we know and respect. So I thought a really nice way to begin this evening's webinar, or today's webinar, would be to feature a video that was recently produced by the National Chorus of Korea. And this is featuring one of our guest panelists, Euijoong Yoon. And I'm going to ask you, EJ, if you would introduce this video clip for everyone.
Yeah, the National Chorus of Korea has two composers in residence, Oh Byung-hee and Woo Hyowon. These composers have composed pieces for the National Chorus of Korea to perform and condolence people all over the world. One of the pieces is titled All Will Be Fine, and the other is titled Viva Korea. But this time we can listen the All Will Be Fine. The performances of these pieces have been uploaded in YouTube and have touched many people's heart. But actually we have, Euijoong here, but we're gonna listen Oh Byung-hee's All Will Be Fine.
Okay, and here we go. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Really, that was just incredible.
Yeah.
This song, this was a message of hope during this time.
Yeah. Right.
And EJ, can you tell us, when did you record that video?
We did 1 month ago.
It was beautiful. It was very touching. I'm going to ask now for Tim to come back, and so we can see him to ask the first question of our panelists.
Okay. I want to ask the first question of our guests tonight. The first question, Ryan, I'd like to ask everyone is, first of all, we want to know how they're doing, if they're in good health, and how they are doing in their families. We hope that they are doing well. And then we want to ask about their work. What have they been doing during this time of COVID, and how have they been working during this crisis period in this pandemic?
선생님 일어나십니다.
일어나서 하시죠.
나부터요?
네, 선생님.
나부터? My family and I are doing very well. They're so good. 그러면 이제는 통역을 하세요.
네.
나는 최근에 YYC이라는 윤학원 유스 콰이어를 전국에 17개를 만들어서 그거를 가지고 활동을 시작했어요. 그런데 마침이 어떤 코로나가 들어오는 바람에 연습을 하나도 못하고 그냥 있어서, 그래서 어쩔 수 없이 생각해낸 게 아이들과 선생님들이 전부 글을 써서 우리가 책을 만들기로 했어요. 그 책이 이제 잡지가 이제 이번 월요일 날 나옵니다. 그 표지는 이런 건데, 표지가 이런 건데, 이게 책으로 나와서 조금만 미리 나왔을 때 여러분들한테 다 드리는 건데, 좀 늦었어요. 그런 활동을 하고 있습니다. 물론 윤학원 코랄도 하고 있고요.
So recently, I found a new project, which is I started 17 children's choir in all over the Korea. So this is a regional children's choir in all over the city, and it's about the time because of the pandemic for the coronavirus. We just found it, but we couldn't even start the first rehearsal. So what we thought, teachers and the choirs, instead of just rehearsing, we are making articles and put it all together like publish like a book. So we writing essays, we writing stories for each individual. And as I just shown on the cover page, I wish I can just send it to everyone here, but so it'll be done by this coming up this Monday, and this is a book we just recently made it, and this is all story from the members of children's choir and teachers, and I'm also continue to doing it with Hakwon Yoon Chorale. This is the adult professional semi-professional choir.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great. And how about the other panelists? How are you all doing?
Let me say, my name is Shinhwa Park. I'm teaching at the university. For right now, most of the classes at my university have gone online, but the music department that I'm in is one of the exceptions. For example, classes for practical voice lessons are offline, and conducting classes are also currently offline. In order to minimize contact between professors and students, we use a large classroom at certain time, even for private lessons. When there is no large classroom available at certain time, we may still use smaller classrooms, but we are required to put a transparent plate, big transparent plate, between professors and students. Moreover, most importantly, professors and accompanists should always wear face masks. My family is also trying hard to protect ourselves from infection. My wife, who teaches organ, is required to follow almost identical procedures to the ones that I'm required. She and all of her students must wear masks during private lessons. And she has to sanitize her organ with alcohol in between all her lessons. My son is also a graduate student at another university. He does not major in music, so all his classes are currently online. Yeah, that's it.
I am Heechurl Kim. My main job is the professor at the Shenyang University in China. And currently, just I cannot go there. So that only my church choir started to sing a few weeks ago. Also, I am preparing a new small music school in Jeju Island. And just I have postponed the meeting for my festival and other programs. However, I'm spending more time with my family instead. That's it.
Hi, my name is Euijoong Yoon. I'm an artistic director of the National Chorus of Korea. Like a majority of the people in Korea, my family is wearing masks everywhere they go, and temperature checks and hand sanitizing become obvious tasks to do before entering anywhere. Many gathering and official meeting patterns have changed, and especially all businesses are waiting for things to get better. As a musician, we have given up any hope of having musical activity in the first semester of 2020 and got hopeful for a short period of time when confirmed cases of virus have been down to less than 10. But again, confirmed cases of the virus have been escalated up to 79 now, and all concerts in Seoul has been canceled until June 14th.
Wow.
Yeah, hello, I'm Hyowon Woo. I'm currently working as resident composer of National Choir of Korea under direction of Euijoong Yoon. My family, including myself, is doing well. I was preparing a huge concert in March, which was cancelled by pandemic. We are still being cautious, but thankfully, it looks getting better here. Now I'm currently working for commissioned work for National Choir of Korea for annual Korean Independence Day in August.
Oh, that's great. You know, personally, I'm just so happy to hear that you're all doing well and you're healthy and your families are doing well. So thank you so much. This next question, this is for Hakwon Yoon and Heechurl Kim. The question really has to do perhaps with the psychological health, the emotional health of our singers and even everyone in the country. But do you have a sense of how the singers in your communities are coping with the current health crisis?
그 직장인 생활하고 또 자기 어떤 일을 만들어서 거기에 활동을 하면서 정신적인 그런 능력을 키워나가면 되지 않을까 생각해요.
So the singers in Korea, they try to do everyday exercise, try to keep the mental health, and also like try to stay practice for the regular days, and that's how we resolve at this moment.
Actually, my hometown is getting better, and but most people are still afraid of doing every activity. This week, elementary school and middle school, high school, and started this week, but many parents are still worrying about that. Many people are still trying to work without meeting face to face. 그 이외에도 뭐 아직은 사람들이 심리적으로 많이 위축되어 있는 것 같아요.
Yes, it's under pressure, like psychological.
Yeah, and I think that pressure is something that we all feel. And this is something that is very difficult for all of us. But I think that, you know, the idea that we're all in this together gives us some level of comfort. But I know that it's still difficult everywhere around the world. So I'm going to turn this over to Tim now for our next question.
All right. This third question is for Euijoong Yoon and Shinhwa Park and Heechurl Kim. We know that the health crisis is affecting choirs all around the world, including our church choirs. And I know that there are many, many church choirs in South Korea. I'd like to hear their strategies that they have developed for their rehearsals. And also, what are you doing to keep your singers engaged during this time? How are you keeping them involved? So this is the church choir directors question, Ryan, for Euijoong Yoon, Shinhwa Park, and Heechurl Kim.
Yeah.
First, Yeouido Full Gospel Church, the church I conducting, consisting of around 150 choir members, have kept the choir members to 25 soloists during service, and recently have been more open to about 75 members in the choir. This is due to the strong implementation of social distancing from Seoul City. Since we are not able to practice properly, we gave the members a repertoire for the 4 weeks to come and YouTube videos and sheet music for them to practice individually at home. Also, I'm trying not to use a new piece that choir members are unfamiliar with because of this situation. And our choir members are praying every day at 9 p.m. for the pandemic to demolish as soon as possible. And the National Chorus of Korea that I'm conducting have also canceled all concerts in March, April, and May. However, I have given all choir members marked scores and guideline to practice at home. And when things seemed to be getting better, we have gathered to practice with masks on and 2 meters of social distancing. As a result, we had a successful concert in May 16th and 17th. During this concert, the audience also were to keep social distancing of 2 meters. So there were a very small number of audience than usual, but the choir members were all moved to tears by the fact that they sang. It was a moment when we realized again our true selves as professional singers and our first love for music. After the performance, we are more united and trying to overcome this difficult situation by sharing what we lost in mannerism.
Okay, let me talk about my church choir. Unfortunately, my church choir has never come together and sung since the pandemic. However, as you know, I believe Korea has been dealing with the crisis relatively well, and the restriction regarding church worship service and choirs have become more lenient these days. So my church choir, which has almost 150 members, recently started to sing anthem in worship services. But of course, not all singers can sing at the same time. In the beginning, only 4 soloists used to sing at the service. Next week, it became 8 and 12 in the following week. The number gradually increased, and last Sunday, 40 singers sang at the service. But even with 40 singers, there was at least 5-foot distance between each of the singers. Also, from the beginning to the end of the service, every congregation, including even choir, conductor, and pastor, should wear a face mask, except when the choir sings an anthem and when the pastor preaches. That's my church's situation.
Okay, my situation is very similar with Euijoong. My church choir, my choir just 1,000 people actually. So I have to, yeah, I have to then be careful, and then I'm trying to share more ideas and through the SNS recently, and the YouTube link, and for the people who cannot participate in rehearsal because of the health crisis. And then I think we have to consider the providing more cleaner and more freshing environment in this case. And I cannot open the rehearsal for my children's choir yet. And so I am sharing music score at home and just I'm sending to the music school or audio file to members and then who cannot practice at home.
I think what I love about these is the practical application of how you're getting everyone back together again. This is extremely helpful. Moving on from that question, what I think would be really great, and what I'd like to ask is how, this question is for Hakwon Yoon, and regarding the conductors, and I think, you know, we're considering how the personal health and our own self-care is extremely important. Do you have any advice for conductors specifically who may be struggling during this time?
굉장히 어려운 질문인데.
This is a very difficult question for me.
아까도 내 얘기했지만 뭐 어쩔 수 없이 규칙적인 생활하고 또 새로운 일을 자꾸 생각하고 꾸며내 가야 사람이 활력이 생긴다. 그런 얘기입니다.
Yeah, like I said before, it is very important. We're doing everyday exercise and activities in order to keep your mental health. If you think something always positive, stay positive and try to create some, like, of course, it can be go back to before, but if you can create some new stuff, then that really helps you keep and stay healthy.
You know, actually, if possible, if I could ask him a follow-up question, because it seems to me in my experience that the choral community in Korea is very close-knit and everyone really knows each other. Are you finding conductors are supporting each other during this time?
우리 한국에 한국합창 총연합회가 있고 또 교회음악 협회가 있어요. 또 소년소녀 합창연합회가 있고 그런 협회들이 지휘자들이 한 달에 한 번씩 모여서 또는 6개월에 한 번씩 모여서 같이 의논하고 무슨 페스티벌하고 뭐 이런 큰 일들을 합니다.
So we have three big association in conductors in Korea. One for just I don't know what's the official name of the Korean Conductors Association, but that's for the conductors for the choral music, and we have Church Conductors Association, and also we have Youth Children's Choir Conductors Associations. Those three big associations, the conductors will meeting regularly and every month, and we keep in each other and take care of each other and try to create some events if it's possible in these days.
내가 올해까지만 그 교회음악 협회 거기도 올해까지만 하고 이제 내려놨는데 이번에 박신화 선생님이 거기 회장이 되셨어요. 그래서 아마 많이 할 겁니다.
So I used to be work with Church Choir Conductors Association in Korea, and now Shinhwa Park will be leading, and he is now the president of board member.
Yeah, that is actually a KCMA, Korean Church Music Association, which I'm working as a president, will help the transition. Yeah.
This question is for all of you conductors. We imagine that during this time, we might be thinking differently about the kind of music that we're performing. Has your programming or your repertoire changed any in this environment?
지금 우리가 교회음악협회에서도 획기적 합창 세미나라는 것을 하기 위해서 준비하고 있어요. 우리 지금 박신화 이사장, 또 부이사장이 윤의중이에요. 윤의중 교수. 네, 이 코로나 때문에 어떻게 될지 확실치가 않아요. 뭐 나도 연주회를 9월 5일 날 아주 큰 홀 가지고 연주하려고 다 준비하고 있는데 어떻게 될지 모르겠습니다.
So church conductors association usually have a conference in during summertime, like early August or end of the July. Cross fingers, but we wish we can have this again next year. Personally, I plan have a concert in this September, but unfortunately we'll have to cancel for that. So we wish we can have everything's getting better for the next year, so we can continue to have this event.
Okay, let me talk about the repertoire. Choirs in South Korea sing a lot of songs that are encouraging and help own singers and audiences cope with the current situation. For example, songs that many choirs these days sing are "You Raise Me Up," "He Watching Over Israel," or we also sing a lot of similarly encouraging songs that are written by Korean composers. In my opinion, I think choirs should sing songs that are more familiar with the ordinary audiences. By familiar songs, I mean pop songs, folk songs, or hymns that a lot of ordinary audiences already know and love. The reason is that I want the audience not to have fears about choral activities, which require quite a number of people to come together. Yeah, that's very important, I think.
My choir, the National Chorus of Korea, planned 2 series of the Beethoven's music because, as you know, that this year is 250, anniversary of the Beethoven's birth. But we canceled all because of this kind of a situation. Most of the choir in Korea, we have many professional choirs and amateur choirs are likely to have songs of comfort and healing with beautiful melodies and including lyrics of comfort and hope in the coming years. I think it will be really changed for the choosing the repertoire in this year.
Actually, one of the youth choir, Korea youth choir, and planning concert next summer. So in August, this August, and then this concert without audience, I think, without audience, just and then by video, and then I think these type of performance have to be prepared more technically. And then I still thinking about this concert form of those kind of performance.
As many groups are doing virtual concert or live streaming can be answered for now. I run that video and audio technology is also very important. As you know from my Mae-Na-Ri, I've written special music by far. At first, I thought I can't write spatial music anymore. However, I got to thought that the concept, the spatial music, can be actually expanded with technology, like mixing detector and platform like YouTube. With this pandemic situation, I've been thinking about the online platform like YouTube. I think I have started to compose a new type of music to fit into this situation.
Thank you, all of you. PJ.
So I really loved your answer to the previous question and how you're reimagining, not just about your own compositions, but maybe how people in Korea are engaging with the music and why they're engaging with the music. And even in the United States, we have seen an increase in virtual commissioning projects for new works. Do you anticipate maybe more of this type of activity for Korea? And do you have any specific projects that you're working on right now?
Yes, National Choir of Korea also started a virtual concert. For this event. I composed the one piece Viva Korea to encourage Korean people with this pandemic situation. For this, I used the Korean traditional instrument and singer to express strong Korean traditional rhythm. You can look it up. With various situation in Korea, we just had this performance in concert hall with the social distancing. As I mentioned, I'm working for Korean Independence Day performance. I wish we can have real performance with the audience at a concert hall. However, we are open to be flexible with the situation.
That's really great. And you said that with this new commission that you just performed, so it's already been recorded and it's already on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's really wonderful. Have you been receiving feedback from conductors around the country about this work or about other works?
Yeah. Many people like this, and I want to encourage Korean people. I hope to do that. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks so much. All right, I'm going to turn this next question over to Tim. I'm going to turn my camera off now.
We are all hoping that we can return to choral singing soon, and we know that life will be different. I want to ask all of our panelists, what are their hopes for South Korean choral music? What are your hopes once we get back to singing together and once we return to our choirs in a more traditional form? What are your hopes for South Korean choral music after this is over?
이제는 좀 각 나라가 그동안에 좀 그랬지만은 좀 더 자기네 나라의 새로운 음악들을 개발해서 그거를 전 세계에 내놓으면 좋지 않을까. 나는 우리 선생님이 한국적인 것이 역시 세계적인 것이다 이런 말씀을 많이 하셨는데 우리는 한국적인 거를 개발해서 세계에 내놓을 생각을 하고 있습니다.
So I was taught our traditional way is the world way. So I think at this moment, in everybody country, conductors need to develop their own traditional and their own classic style, and then we can share. We can just put it all together, and we can share. So as we come together, we can develop the more choir more actively.
Okay, let me say, to be honest, I'm very concerned about the future of choral music itself after the COVID-19 crisis. Choral music, by its very nature, needs a lot of people to come together on the stage. It is not something like piano or violin where players can just be alone on the stage. I think this crisis will come to an end only when doctors and researchers develop a vaccine. I pray that it happens and things go back as they were in the past. More important hope that I have for choral music in South Korea is that there are more advanced amateur choirs that are even more popular than professional city choirs. Choral music, by its own nature, should fundamentally be about amateur singers. Singing in choir is not about making money, laboring, or having a job. It is about enthusiasm and enjoyment for singing for its own sake. Therefore, in order for choral music in South Korea to advance one more step, think it is necessary for us conductors to support a number of amateur choirs whose singers are ordinary churchgoers, students, youths, or music lovers. KCMA, Korean Church Music Association, which I'm working as a president, will help this transition. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Korea is a country with a major choral society. There are about 60 professional choirs and numerous semi-professional choirs and a myriad number of amateur and church choirs in Korea. I hope for these choirs are adjust and adapt to this environment we are facing right now and continue to grow by cooperating with each other to become a better choral society as a whole. But I'm a little bit wondering, and I'm really worried about, economic, situation. I hope that many professional choirs will not suffer financial difficulties, especially due to economic reasons. So we have to resolve about it in the future.
Actually, I am still worrying many things. But when this hard time pass by, people who love choral music will realize how thankful it is to sing together and make music as one. I think we need more interacting activities between Korea choral music and the world choral music, and the international maybe activity more. I'm sure that this situation will get better, and though this crisis, there will be many performances which has messages of hope and comfort.
I hope everything comes back to normal. I wish we can have performance with audience. I think this can be our bigger stage through technology. I wish everyone stays safe and healthy.
This question comes from one of our attendees, Eileen Chang. She is asking if any of you are making any plans for international tours or your own festivals, your own international festivals that you sponsor. Are you continuing your plans for your own festivals? Heechurl, I know that I was supposed to be at your festival this year, and we're hoping for next year. But what are your plans for festivals, and what are your plans for your own touring? Do you have any plans? Heechurl Kim.
Yeah. Still, I'm preparing my festival, but I pray for the every day with my family, and then I have to see you and next year in my hometown, and then but I postponing every meeting is that yeah now for now, and just to.
Euijoong Yoon, are you making any plans for travel?
아직은 이 코로나 때문에 아무 계획도 못 세우고 있습니다.
Yeah, we're just watching for this situation to be done. So I don't have any plan at this moment.
The National Chorus of Korea, we have a kind of the National Liberation Day choral festival, August 15th every year. Actually, we invited four foreign choirs in this year, but it was canceled. So we are planning to one more try for next year, so we can invite or maybe amateur choir or really good professional choirs from the other countries. We can support, accommodation and some honorarium, but the choir members should pay their own airfare. Actually, the National Chorus of Korea, we had some kind of, exchange program between the choir and the conductors. I did with Patrick Quigley and his Seraphic Choir last year. We had a really great, time and fantastic experience.
My choir is supposed to sing at World Symposium on Choral Music in July, but I was very disappointed. But Church Music Festival in Korea still going on. We're gonna hold in at the end of July, almost nearly 1,000 church choir directors coming, and we have lots of performances, lots of reading sessions. Yeah, we are planning, but I'm not sure 100%.
Thanks so much. And actually, yeah, this is something that I think we're all feeling, this unfortunate circumstance of having to cancel so many of our performances. But I like the fact that we're still planning for the future. And EJ, to your point about the exchange that you participated with Patrick Quigley and Seraphic Fire and the National Chorus of Korea, that was through the ACDA International Conductors Exchange Program. And so my hope, of course, is that in the future, you're able to continue that collaboration with Patrick. I think that would be great. So I have a question, and this was earlier. Shinhwa Jung was asking a question about how do you return to the rehearsal? And of course, Heechurl, EJ, Shinhwa, you answered that question, but I was wondering, just personally, could you talk about some of the challenges you faced when you did finally return to rehearsal? I know you talked about like the plastic and the masks, but what were some problems that you faced that maybe you did not anticipate?
Most of city choirs in Korea are funded by the tax money, and that means they get paid full salaries even during pandemic. So they have to do something to demonstrate that taxpayers are not wasting their money. Some choirs sing together on online meeting platform such as Zoom, and they post the video online. I think it is a good idea because the choir members do not physically get together to sing. Some choirs require singers to wear masks while they are singing, or put transparent plates between each member. However, I doubt that it is a perfect way to protect the singers. Some choirs have started to perform at the concert hall this month, like National Choir in Korea. But when they let the audience into the hall, they accept only limited number to keep distance between all audience members and require everyone to wear a face mask. Also, in order to keep track of every audience who came to the concert offline, we use electronic technology, such as the QR code. So when audience enter the hall, they have to scan their own QR code on their smartphone in order to provide their personal information to the organizer. The organizer is required to store all information for up to 2 weeks. So that's one of the way. QR code is the other way to enter the audience to come to the concert hall.
Yeah. In my case, and then especially for children's choir and youth choir, and 더 음악적인 것만 준비를 하다가 더 음악 외적인 것을 많이 준비해야 되는 시대가 된 것 같아요. 실은 뭐 지휘자가 악보나 어떤 이런 음악적인 환경, 뭐 울림이라든가 이런 데서 연습을 하는 환경에서 우리가 좀 환기도 잘 되고 또 위생도 좋고 또 어떤 그런 여러 가지 그런 좀 클린하고 이런 굉장히 뭐랄까요, 그 음악 외적인 것을 많이 신경 써야 되는 그런 시대가 된 것 같아서 훨씬 준비도 많이 해야 될 것 같고 돈도 많이 들 것 같고요. 네, 그렇습니다.
So usually we're focusing on just music only as conductors. So now we need to consider all other things besides music, not just only the music, like for the where we rehearse, we have to find the place has to be satisfied with those stuff, and also we have to think about for the so acoustic things too, like depends on where we practice, where we rehearse. So that also requires like some other things, maybe technology or just sound effects. And also we have to think about some support like budget. So now conductors need to consider not just only focus on the rehearse, but the others too.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think even if conductors were doing that in the past, I think now there's a special focus on these types of issues because of the current situation. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
우리가 이 17개 합창단의 지휘자들이 한 달에 한 번씩 모여서 공부하는데 이번 월요일에는 무용하시는 분을 모시고 아이들이 제스처 하는 거, 춤추는 거 이런 거를 공부합니다. 이제는 그냥 합창만 서사해 가지고는 되질 않습니다. 뭐 옛날에 우리 대화 합창단 할 때는 이 위에 천정으로 나눈 것까지 했었는데 이제는 우리가 사람들이 시각적으로 뭐 여러 가지로 즐길 수 있는 것들을 해야 그게 사람들에게 좋은 반응을 일으킬 것 같습니다.
So like I said earlier, I'm direct for the 17 regional children's choir, and regularly we meet every month. So coming Monday is our another meeting days, and we invite choreography for the dancer. So we're gonna learn like all the motions and choreography for the music, because the music is not just for the sound now on. So it's kind of a traditional way, but it has to be developed more in a contemporary way. When I was director, the professional choir a long time ago, we used it all over the space. Like we have like strings, the singers can fly over the ceiling. I mean, we use everywhere the space. So we love to have that kind of a situation again. So we're inviting a teacher for the choreography, and then we can adopt those kind of special segment and on the music. So it's just more visual now. So that way we can survive in the choir to the public.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's very great. I mean, this is very insightful because there are other things that we can do that we should be doing as well. So we're creating not just one way. Actually, this next question speaks directly to that point, and it's a great question. This is from Ara Cho. I think Heechurl, you know her.
Yeah,
that's right. This is a great question. She says, since a lot of choirs in the United States have been making virtual choirs during this time, so she wants to know how all the panelists feel about virtual choirs.
For my case, the National Chorus of Korea, we made a YouTube for this time virtual chorus, but I'm not sure because of the the beauty of the sound is real live, singing sound. In the future, if everything is okay, I'm not gonna do virtual, anymore. Actually, I love a real live concert in the concert hall. Actually, yeah.
네, 요즘 우리 윤희준 선생님하고 저도 비슷한 의견이지만 지금 할 수 있는 것 중에서는 가장 좋은 것 같다고 생각해요. 그러니까 뭐 이렇게 요즘 보면은 이번에 갔던 코스타리카에서도 그런 콘서트 이렇게 유튜브 비디오가 왔고 또 우리 잘 알고 있는 발리의 타미, 인도네시아에서도 그런 버추얼 콘서트 하는 걸 봤는데 요즘 할 수 있는 것 중에서는 가장 좋은 게 아닌가 그렇게 생각됩니다.
I'm not 100% agree and satisfied with the virtual concert because for the sound, like EJ told, the sound of beauty. But what can we do? I think that's the best option for now. Lots of choirs, good choirs is going on online, like for such as Indonesia and the Bali choirs. So I think that's all trends now that we need to get used to, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think we can use that as bigger stage. that we can consider virtual choir as extension of stage. 그러니까 더 큰 말하자면은 나쁜 점도 있지만 또 더 큰 우리가 또 새로운 테크놀로지를 통해서 또 나갈 수 있는 방향이 좀 더 생길 것 같아요. 저는 이번에 좀 많은 생각들을 했는데요. 아까처럼 그런 제가 스페셜 뮤직을 못하는 부분에 대해서는 좀 문제가 있었지만 또 대신에 우리가 또 다른 테크놀로지를 이용할 수 있는 방법을 찾지 않을까 뭐 이런 그런 생각을 했습니다.
So it makes me thought a lot. It is very limited. Do something on a virtual concert. So maybe we can have a large room. That way, we can use space. So that's the really exceed of the space where we used to be perform. So we had to look for technology. We don't know yet, but probably there's some better way we can use technology adapt to the choir performance. So I vote for the the live space music than a virtual music, virtual concert.
Yeah, I agree with the panel's opinion. What I would like to hear eagerly is that the real choral sound, harmony, the pitch, but it is hard to listen in the virtual choir. So pandemic will be over and the real choirs will sing.
Thank you for those perspectives and good answers. This question comes from Steve Kim. He's a student at Simpson University in Redding, California. Actually, not a student. He's there on the faculty. He would like to ask you each to recommend a Korean piece, a piece of music that once we get back to singing with our choirs, that we could perform here in the United States or anywhere. Would you recommend a South Korean piece, a Korean piece, to us that we could rehearse? We would like you to give us the title of the piece as well as where we can find that piece of music. Heechurl, do you have a piece of music you could recommend for us, and where can we find it?
Already published, and then I cannot remember the published company, and then Hyowon Woo, Euijoong, and many pieces published.
I recommend music. And work in music.
Where can we get it? Where can we get it? Where can we find it?
네, 선생님, 유효원 선생님 곡 지금 추천해 주셨는데요.
네, 한국말은 일단 Western music has my publications,
Okay.
but usually text is English and scat and Latin and easily Korean.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
You can find in
Very good.
In my area, it's SSA, just a woman's choir. So in my experience, I performed the 한강 수타령 by arranged the Heechurl Kim. And then, yeah, that's a nice place. 한강 수타령.
Very good. Hakwon Yoon, what piece can we, you're a great literature programmer. What Korean piece could we perform that you could recommend?
내가 운영하는 코럴 센터에 들어오면 많이 있습니다.
네.
우여원 선생, 오병희 선생, 훌륭한 작곡가들이 많이 작곡을 해놓고 있습니다.
네, 제가 설명을 드릴게요. 네, 선생님 그 중에 그래도 추천하실 곡이 있으시면 타이틀 한번 말씀해 주실래요?
너무 많아요.
I have tons.
그게 되기 때문에 무슨 연주를 위해서 있는 거냐에 따라서 달라요.
Okay, I have tons.
뭐 아주 종교적인 거냐에 따라서 달라요.
So I own publisher Seoul Choral Center. I have great composers here like Hyowon Woo and others. It really depends on what genre you're looking for. I can really recommend one because it's tons of music there. So it depends on like sacred or secular. You really have to talk individually, but maybe I can give you best option.
That's fair enough. I tell you what we'll do. TJ Harper will print in our post-production when we publish this video. We'll put some recommendations in our comments, so you can give us a couple of pieces and we'll pass those on. I know how hard it is to just come up with one piece, but Shinhwa Park, do you have a recommendation of a piece? Yes.
Oh yeah, I have one song. I've recommended one song by Hyowon Woo. It is a 8 laughing song. There is no text, no Korean text, just laughing. Everybody may know.
Also in work music.
Oh, it's work music.
That's my kind of Korean. Thank you for that. I can do Latin Korean. That's good.
Yeah.
Euijoong Yoon, do you have a piece to recommend for us?
Hyowon Woo composed a piece cantata, which is the multi-movement cantata. It's so beautiful with the classical guitar and full orchestra and SATB. It is amazing, but actually it is not published yet, but the copyright belongs to Hyowon Woo. You'd better ask her, okay?
Thank you. 제목만 말씀해 주시네요. 민망하게.
Thank you all for those good answers. TJ, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, those are great answers. I love it. You know, it was just so fun. It was fitting to just hear everyone, these wonderful compositions by Hyowon. How great is that, really? So we have one final question, and this actually has to do, this is from a doctoral student in choral conducting in the United States. Her name is Jennifer Jung, and she has a question about strategies when leading a chorus that are professional versus amateur. And you know, actually, I think that is a very fitting question for right now, because perhaps there are different challenges during COVID-19 for professional choirs than for amateur choirs.
이윤 얘기해봐요, 이재윤. 이재윤.
Actually, professional choir in Korea, we have to follow the direction by government. So sometimes we have to stay at home without rehearsal. But sometimes we have to make the performance for the government. I think between professional choir and amateur choirs, the goal is different. The amateur choir should have a joy and pleasure and some kind of a relationship between the choir members. They have to enjoy the life. So that is more important. So I think, totally the direction is sometimes, really different. So, but I don't have an amateur choir. I have only church choir, but I'm really worrying about, health of the members, especially the old people. So even we want to get together to sing, but because we don't have any heavy duty to sing in the choir as an amateur singer, we'd better just watching about the situation, and COVID-19 should be gone as soon as possible.
Yeah, it is hard to say even in Korean. Let me say Korean. 합창은 아마추어리즘으로 한다고 저는 생각을 합니다. 다 같은 사람들이 하고 싶어서 정말 합창에 관한 열정을 가지고 해야 되는데, 그래서 제가 철치 콰이어도 지휘하지만은 철치 콰이어는 제가 얘기하는 대로 금방금방 고쳐요. 그런 한계는 있지만은, 그래서 많은 것을 고칠 수 있는 그런 마인드를 가지고 합창을 하는 것이 사실은 많다고 생각을 합니다. 그럼 프로페셔널 콰이어는 어떻게 해야 되냐면요, 이분들이 가지고 있는 그 원래 배웠던 것들이 많이 있어요. 그것들을 그대로 살려주면서 내가 조금씩 바꿔나가는 거예요. 거기서 내가 원하는 소리로. 그것이 이제 아마추어와 프로의 다른 점이라고 할 수 있어요. 그러니까 고쳐지는 거는 아마추어가 쉽게 고쳐지지만은 한계가 있고, 프로는 잘 안 고쳐지지만은 그러나 내가 조금씩 고쳐야 된다는, 그렇게 해서 좋은 합창을 만들어야 된다는 그런 차이가 있는 것 같습니다.
So work with amateur choir. I have to be like more patient, like such as I need to work with lots of new things, developing sound and developing a music. It's not just musical, but I have to work with more fundamental of the music. But professional choirs, they already have some really good abilities. So I have to use them, and I have to build teamwork. So it's not easy to fix for professional, but it's easy to fix for the amateur. But I need to work on more the vice versa. So it is very difficult. But yeah, I don't know. There might be question for answers.
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that was really good. I think that's the idea, is that some of these challenges remain the same, but there are some new challenges, and I think we're having to approach all of these new challenges and with new strategies. But some of the old challenges that we think are kind of common, we still have to just come up with new strategies as well. Well, listen, this is something I know we could continue to talk about for many hours to come, but we've reached the end of our time. And so I just want to, on behalf of all of us, Tim, ACDA, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing with us this evening. This has really been wonderful, really, truly. So, Tim, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I just want to say thank you as well, Jay, and we miss all of you. It's very emotional for me to look at your faces. I've enjoyed so much wonderful music with you all, and I just want to say I will be looking forward to sharing bulgogi and bibimbap as soon as I can come back and share it with all of you. So thank you, and we'll share meals together hopefully soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, TJ and Ryan too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.